Hey guys, I'm Danielle Massi, licensed psychotherapist, master shadow worker, and past life regressionist. And I actually just wrapped up a call with the women who do my Radiate Your Light program, and it got me thinking. The wheels were turning, and I wanted to bring our conversation into today's live session. For those of you guys who are totally new to my world, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. I have lots of information about shadow work and past lives that you can dive into. Just head over into these IG lives. If you're on here on IG or in Facebook, go back and watch my old videos and you can dig into some of this information. But what I wanted to talk about today is the fact that there's a myth out there, and I hear people say this all the time. There's a myth that you need to be fully healed in order to be a healer. And this came up, like I said, during Radiate Your Light today, which is my group program all structured around business. It's only available to the women who have done Create Your Light Academy, so they have to be a shadow seeker. The reason for this is because shadow work, for me, is a huge part of how we can help other people. Because it's a way of doing the work. It's a way of actually getting in there and seeing the pieces of you that are unhealed, that need to be tended to in order to best fill you up and light you up. So through Radiate Your Light Academy, after those pieces have been healed, we translate that into how you're going to heal others. So this is important for me because very often I'll hear them, or I'll hear other women or men on Facebook or Instagram talking about the idea that you can't heal other people unless you've done the work, unless you've been healed, unless you've been whole. And honestly, that's part of the reason why I make that program only be available to people who've gone through Create Your Light Academy, because there's a piece of that feels very true for me. If you are hurt, if you are broken, if you are really down in the lowest points of your life, you need to focus here. You can't be externalizing that. You can't be putting that on somebody else, because what happens is you cause re-traumatization for other people. You end up hurting them and not helping them. But that does not mean that you need to be 100% fully healed before you can start healing others. In fact, I think that's really unrealistic. All of us are here on this plane at this time because we're on a journey of growth and expansion, and it never stops. It's always evolving, it's always changing. And as we move through these journeys, these individual journeys that we all have, we change as people. We change as healers. We change in the way that we relate to others. We even change in the modalities that we use as we help other people. And that growth is constant. It never, ever stops. I see this through shadow work and through past life work, and obviously through therapy work too. With the shadow, when we're going into that unconscious mind and we're bringing forth the memories from early childhood, the moments that have been hard and traumatizing and have really hurt us, we're working on healing them, but we're also getting in there to understand the pattern. Like, why did this happen to you? What was it that your soul wanted you to learn? And how are you taking that information forward with you? And I think a lot of the time, we're taking that information forward with us so that we can help guide others, either as healers ourselves or even just as people, relaying this experience, letting other people know that this is okay and that it happens, that we're all together. And as we bring that stuff forward, it just clears the path for the next person, makes them a little bit more able to access that information and to have an easier time on their journey. So many of the healers that you guys look to, whether it's me or people who are really big, like Gabby Bernstein or Joe Dispenza or Shaman Durek, as you're looking at these people and you're hearing about their experiences, what you hear very often, myself included, is you hear that like victim to victor story. You hear about how early on there's a lot of healing that needed to happen. So with Gabby Bernstein, it was with her addiction. With Joe Dispenza, it was with a spinal injury. With Shaman Durek, it was a really rough childhood. For me, it was cancer. And as we go through those dark night of the soul moments, those really, really heavy times, we learn so much about who we are and why we're here and how we're going to help others. And we use that to grow. But even those really, really impactful healers, the Gabby Bernsteins, Joe Dispenza, Shaman Dureks, they still have more healing to do. They're never, ever going to be 100% of the way there. And neither will I. I will never be 100% of the way healed, because I don't think that's how life works. I think we're here to learn lessons. I think we're here to grow and expand and change as human beings. And I think that evolution never stops. It's a constant, perpetual process. I see this throughout past life work too. When I take people into their past lives and we experience them together, what we end up seeing is moments in time that have shifted how their soul has really impacted them, how it has made things feel harder, how it's gotten in the way, how it's stopped them from being themselves. And it's through the process of actually evaluating that and healing from it and growing from it that they can flip the script and they can come out the other side feeling more healed, feeling more whole, and feeling ready to help others on that journey. And this happens over and over again. Think about how many lives we've all had. I mean, you sitting here watching this live, you've had thousands or hundreds of thousands or even millions of lives. So if we can find this evidence in one life, we can find it in many lives. We can find it repeated over and over and over again, which means that you sitting here watching this in 2021 have a lot of stuff that your soul is waiting for you to heal from. It's not one big moment. Like Shaman Direct's childhood was broken down into so many pieces. There's so many aspects of it. Or Gabby Bernstein with her addiction, it wasn't just one thing. It was everything that led into that. The relationships, the heartaches, the traumas, all those different pieces. For Joe Dispenza, it wasn't just the spinal injury. It was actually stepping out and coming out of the spiritual closet in front of the whole, neuroscience community who laughed at him and told him he was crazy. It has layers. We are never fully all the way there. And that is okay. That's the way that it's supposed to be. You can do this work. You can help other people heal if you want to. But it has to come from that place of at least being a little bit further down the line than the people you're going to help. That, I think, is where the magic comes through. I think about it almost like journeying into the woods, right? If I've never been into the woods and I don't know anything about the woods, I'd be a really shitty guide into them. I can't really take you there. But if I've crept in there and I've seen at least the first 20 feet of those woods, I can take people into those first 20 feet. I can take them there. I can let them expand in that place. I can let them learn about it. I can share my knowledge. If I've been 200 feet in, same process. I can take them that far. The more you work on yourself, the further you can take others, because that's how far you have taken you. So don't think for a second that healers are completely healed. They are just people who are further along the path than you, and they're going to guide you to that point. But you can do the same thing. So if you have a feeling of imposter syndrome, which I know so many coaches have, this feeling of what do I know? Or if I just get that other certification, I just got to take one more course. I just have to learn this or that. It's like, whew, get out there already. You already know how to take people into the woods. You already have an understanding of what it is that you need to do. And you should keep growing and you should keep expanding and learning. But it doesn't have to be that you're waiting for that moment where you know everything, because that moment will not come. It doesn't exist. It's up to you to decide that now is the time and you're ready to take those people who are a little bit further away. Keep learning, keep expanding, and keep growing. Keep healing. And know that there are people who could benefit from the magic that you have, that they are waiting for you to get out there and to share your wisdom, to share your experiences, to share everything that you've got, because you can take them further than they've gone before. It's simple and it's easy, and it doesn't have to be anything crazy. If you're really in love with practicing tarot, if it's fun for you and you get so much fulfillment out of it, but you feel like you have more shadow work to do, or you haven't gotten that Kundalini certification that you want to get, that's okay. Focus on where you are right now. Focus on sharing the magic that you have with tarot and help yourself heal others. This is beautiful work and it's powerful work, and it's up to you to actually take that and expand and grow with it. So this, again, came from a thought that we had during Radiate Your Light, which is a program that's really centered around business. It's centered around helping coaches expand, helping coaches call in clients and bring them forward. And I created that program because I feel like shadow work is the most important piece of that journey. Because if you haven't healed your shadow, if you haven't gone in there and done the work and expanded it and seen the darkest parts of yourselves, then you're not going to be very beneficial for other people. That does not mean you need to have done all of it, because that doesn't exist. There are still past lives I haven't seen, even though that's the work that I do. There's still shadow that I haven't uncovered, even though that's the work that I do. It's a journey and it's a process, but I'm doing it. And so can you. And you can do it as a leader and as someone who's going to show up for their community and help other people along the way. So anyways, that was my thought for today. I just wanted to share it in this space. Thank you guys so much for coming. Hi from New Orleans. I'm in New York, so hi back, but I'm only going to be in New York for a few more days because I'm moving to New Jersey this week. I'm moving to New Jersey on Thursday. So next Monday, July 5th, I will not be doing a live because I'm going to be deep in the throes of actually setting my space and doing it intentionally and making it magical and yummy and everything I've ever wanted so that I can show up even more for you guys. So let me know how this resonated or if there's any questions that you have. And I love you guys all so much. I'll see you all in just a couple weeks. Bye, everybody.